Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll break down one of the most commonly asked question: how much does it actually cost to build a Jamstack or a headless CMS website? If you're considering using Next.js, Astro, headless CMS platforms like say Sanity, Strappy, or say Contentful, uh, and want to build like custom solutions, say for example a travel platform or a telehealth platform like Hims, and you're very curious about what could be the range of cost, what could be the pricing, this video is for you. We'll share numbers, ranges, and insights from real world experiences so you know exactly what to expect. Now, who this video is for? That's a next question that comes in every video of mine. So I'm going to clarify that here as well. If you're a founder, CMO, CTO, or anyone leading the growth part of a company, right? Be it an e-commerce brand, be it a SaaS, be it a fast scaling startup, or any B2B business, this video is for you. Say, and especially if you are moving away from say WordPress, Wix, Webflow, or planning to invest in headless CMS, Jamstack setup, or if you are a consultant helping businesses make the decision, right? This video is absolutely for you. Now the question is, what is the real problem? Now, the real problem is most of the content that you find on the internet is fake, and you will see things like Jamstack websites cost more because they're custom or a headless CMS saves money on the long term. Okay, now I understand all of these things, but what actually do they mean for you when you're budgeting your next website build? The missing piece is the context now, because, for example, say the cost depends on the type of business that you're in, how complex your site needs to be, the CMS plus front end stack that you choose, and whether you are building a simple marketing site or a full blown e commerce platform, right? So, these are the things that people don't actually talk about. I mean, yeah, people don't get into the real problems. So before I talk about all of these things, now the question that arises is why you should listen to me, and I've clarified this over and over again, but I'll still do it again. I run a focused agency called We Frame Tech based out of Bangalore, and we work with clients across the globe. We can work with publicly listed clients like ABAX. We work with leaders in manufacturing, and there is a list of clients that we work with. And the client testimonial in itself talks about the kind of work that we have delivered across the globe. Now, here you can see a director of content web development, ABAX Technology, who's therein, is talking highly about the kind of work that we have done. Here we have used directors as a CMS. Now with Burn, again, it's a similar kind of comment where he has loved working with our team, where we have used Builder.io. Now you can see other CMSs that are being used. The kind of projects that we have done, e-commerce, custom solutions. Now here you have used Sanity in Catalyzer. So in a way, right, like we've used all kinds of CMS, headless CMS. We are like rigorously trained to work on a headless CMS. Now, you can always go and check out our developer profile on Upwork as well. We are 100% job success. We are top rated as well. And now, as I already told you, the kind of CMSs that we work with, you name any kind of CMSs and we have worked with it, be it Sanity, Storyblock, Contentful, Strappy, Builder.io. The list goes on and on. Now, apart from the CMS space as well, we work with headless commerce space, the composable commerce space, which with likes of Medusa for the couple of years, Commerce Tools, Shopify Plus, Big Commerce. So we've done it all. Now let's talk about the main topic, which is breaking down the costs. How do we break down the cost of building something with headless CMS or Jamstack? Now I'm gonna bifurcate this into three different categories. One is gonna be a simple landing page or a marketing website. The second one is going to be e-commerce. The third one is going to be a custom solution. Now, when we talk about, say, a marketing site or a landing page, right? To be honest, it's still hard to give direct numbers, but based on the years of experience, I'll share how much others charge and what we typically charge for marketing sites and landing pages. If you are using headless CMSs, chances are you're already at the stage of business where you want to maximize your end-to-end performance, from website speed to better conversion rates, improve SEOs, enhance AI search, greater control over your marketing and development teams as well. So for a simple landing page from scratch in the US, Australian region, or a European region, the agencies usually charge around $40 to $100 per hour. So roughly around, say, what can happen is probably around 5,000 to $10,000 is what agencies would charge. But in India, obviously, um, it could lower down as well, say around 1,000 to 2,000 dollars. But in India, it's obviously going to be around $300 to $500 to a very simple landing page, fully deployed and tested end to end and connected. Obviously, it could go around till $1,000. Now, when you look at the largest case, right, wherein you're looking at a business with a 10 million plus annual recurring revenue, for companies doing over 10 million annual recurring revenue, the complexity jumps, right? You're not just building pages anymore. You are doing migration, you're doing end-to-end development, you are doing a lot of integration with third-party tools like HubSpot, Mixpanel, Salesforce, ERPs, and all of those things. Now, compliance has also come into picture. Multi-region support comes into picture. There are 100K visitors, 50K visitors per month. Gated content, advanced SEO, and personalization. So obviously, you're looking at 20 to 40 pages of pages, blogs, dashboards, multi-region support, obviously, and all of these would cost you say around 100 to 300K in a market like US, or probably in the European regions. But in India, obviously, it is going to be around roughly around say 20K to 100K. Now, why this is the amount that it is charged? It's not because you're just building a website, right? You're building a scalable architecture that becomes a growth engine for your business. Now, this is in short about marketing pages or landing pages. Now, let's go into the e-commerce section, right? Now, this can be divided into a simple e-commerce. This could be divided into a mid-size e-commerce and an enterprise. Now, with simple e-commerce, what do you do? Basic storefronts that you will have, ideal for D2C brands, product catalog here, basic small SKUs, checkouts, payments, all of these product pages. And now, roughly around say 10,000 to $15,000, around 10 or 15 lakhs is what we're looking at in India. But in the American region or in the Australian region, like in the US, right, or in Europe and Australia, it might roughly be around 50K to 100K. So that is the difference in the number of pricing. While the same, for example, a mid-size e-commerce you're looking at, like ideal for B2C brands, right, where you have, it's just not storefronts, right? Like you are looking at multi-language support, personalized content, advanced filtering, integration with CRMs, analytics, a lot of other stuff. So you have user tech stack like headless CMS, you use Medusa for e-commerce, you use Next.js for front end, and in India itself, it'll be roughly between 15 to 35 to 40K, which is around 12 to 30 lakhs in Indian currency. While in the American or European counterparts would charge you around 60 to 120K. So it's almost three to four times than what than what Indian counterparts charge. So when we look at the enterprise, it obviously the requirements enhance. The requirements are big. There are more things that are adding up, like the headless PIM, GDPR, obviously all of the back catalogs, pricing tiers, distributors, subscriptions, a lot of other things are getting added up. So the pricing is definitely going to increase because this is where you get into true composable architecture, right? So in India itself, the pricing will be between 50 to 100K, while in the US it's massive. It's almost going to be like, again, three to four times, so around, almost around 200 to 400K or 500K. Now, in India, costs are significantly lower due to the labor rates, but talent with true composable commerce expertise is limited. So, high-end projects can still hit 100K. So, global enterprise clients expect higher costs due to compliance, security, and all of those things. So, yeah, that is exactly why the budget stretches. I'm talking about migration, compliance, security. So, I think you could also read out a blog which talks about different kinds of 25 compliance and technical risk in headless migration. This is a great blog to read. You can go back to our website, read it at your leisure. Very good blog which talks about all kinds of things that are involved in the migration of the compliances, the issues that could happen, and a lot of other things, which is very insightful blog. Now, coming back to the third part, which is the custom breakdown, like it's very similar to how this worked. Obviously, custom is going to be a little more expensive. let's assume that you're building an MVP stage telehealth platform or a travel platform. So obviously you just have CMS driven content, payment integration, simple search and filter, and all of those things. So roughly around $10,000 to $20,000 in India, but US would be around $40,000 to $80,000. Similarly, a large use case, say a not exactly large, but yeah, mid. When I say large, it means mid or complex platforms. So here you might have HIPAA or GDPR compliance, you might have multi-region support, all of these things included with dashboards, analytics, and all of those things. You're going composable here. So in India, it'll be around $30,000 to $60,000, while in Australia or say Europe or US counterparts will be around 100 to 200K easily. While the enterprise grade, wherein you are having EMR, EHR integration, secure video calls, insurance integrations, prescription workflows, booking engines, and all of those things. So here it is massive in terms of pricing. Even in India, it'll easily cost you around 80 to 150K, while in the European or US counterparts, it's going to be easily around 300. So in a way, right, India, with comparison to the other outside India, would be around three times lesser. So so the business insights here is basically the customer portals. Custom portals are always more expensive than pure marketing commerce sites, right? In India, you will find competitive pricing, but obviously, true HIPAA, GDPR compliant builds and global scale portals require good talent, which obviously raises the cost, even irrespective of the region. Uh, so globally, enterprises expect longer timelines and budgets, mostly because of security, legal compliance, and integrations. So yes, so this is in itself a small breakdown about the cost based on different criterias. Now, like let's look at the ROI. When will the project start reaping benefits, right? Let's take an example. Now, if you are a company which has a monthly recurring revenue of 2 million and your net profit margins is 20%, which makes it around 400K, and your current CMS cost is roughly around 400K. Let's keep it on a higher margin of 400K. So post migration, obviously, when you go into a content full strap your headless CMS, we're looking at an average rate of around 80K, right? So that's a massive drop. Now, when you look at leads, mobile traffic of 80%, desktop traffic of around say 40%, 20% or 40% or whatever it is, you can take that, and we just these are just numbers that we are giving you so that you understand things. So overall pre-migration conversion rate will be almost around 4.8%, while after you come to headless, it increases to around 5.52%, roughly around a 1.15x increase in conversion performance. Now, the total additional value that it gives you is around 45K, so which is net profit gain. But operational savings is around 640K, while CMS cost savings is around 26K. So overall, right, roughly around 700K per month is what you're saving, while annual impact of around 8.5 million. So with a migration investment of around 100K and combined monthly gain of around 700K, your payback period is around 2 to 3 months. So that's exactly how the complete ROI works. So at any point of time, going headless is going to be a benefit for you in the longer run, is what in the inference is what it says. So obviously, if you want to learn about headless CMS, if you want to learn about what exactly each of the CMS does, you can always look at my other videos where I have exactly use the same board to explain different CMSs based on different criterias, and this would help you in understanding what to choose for your business and your use case. You can obviously, I've spoken about a lot of stats about a lot of the companies using it and how a lot of the traditional CMSs are being replaced by headless CMSs. And after 3 years of using headless CMSs, how the ROI has been. Now you can see here around 582% of ROI, 300% of productivity boost in 6 months payback period. Now, if you're still confused, obviously I totally understand. There are two ways to look at this. Either you build an in-house team, which is going to be a nightmare for you because we've seen people build it, fail dramatically. Around you're spending around 300K to 300 to 400 200 to 300K easily for 2 to 3 resources. payroll, taxes, management overhead, a lot of the other things. Obviously, if they leave, there are going to be knowledge silos. Again, the productivity is going to decrease. Management is always going to be a problem. Now, scaling, if you need more resources, hiring again all over again is another problem. So the math is obviously brutal for you, right? Like instead, you could choose a company like us or an agency like us who are already an expert in this space, have enough resources, who are rigorously trained, can scale at any point of time. What I would also want to emphasize in the fact is that when we take up projects, it's just not about building something, right? Like for the sake of it, we make sure that the SEO is top notch. You can see how we are ranking for different keywords. Say for example, best sanity CMS agency, we are ranking on different platforms, not only on Google but on GPTs, on Perplexities, on Geminis, everywhere. And this is on also based on geo SEO as well. We are ranking at different locations as well. So we know the SEO landscape has changed, and ranking for AEO, GEO, AI or RAG or semantic search is quintessential for any organizations. And exactly how we have driven our sales organically in the last. This is a complete picture of what has happened with us in the last 6 months, and this is how we have helped the clients in the last year or so. So from last year, so you can see how the impressions have increased, how the total clicks have increased. And this is what we have done after we implemented it for us. We have seen the results, and that's exactly how we started implementing it for the clients. And whenever anyone signs up with us for a development work, we make sure that this is also taken care of. Apart from this, we also look at the web vitals, we look at the performance, we look at the lighthouse scores, and we make it top notch as well. Now these are some of the after effects of doing this. We have got client submissions from big organizations. People reach out to us. There are so many bookings that we have done. That's all because of organically driving traffic with the help of SEOs, which our team is an expert in at this point of time. Now after speaking for so long, there are obviously going to be confusions, clarifications that you would need, even though I have explained it in detail. So we would definitely provide you an expert guidance. We would help you with the platform experience. There is a 20 hours of free developer time, we consulting time that you can capitalize on. We can get on a call with you. We can understand what you're trying to build, and we can definitely help you with it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are trying to build something in the space of headless, please comment below. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.